start small. And maybe you start one way and you realize there's really not demand for that, but what people are doing with some of the things is different, and what they need is different. Change direction. Support where you see that your specific community has interest, has needs. You don't have to it doesn't have to be a linear, we all know that. It doesn't have to be linear. You can change directions, find new ways, and see what works and what doesn't. So how do you fund it? Well, you can start in some different ways. There's the planning, there's gifts, grants. The Iowa STEM Board has a lot of support and resources that you can get through them, so definitely look at them. I know they were out at the exhibits earlier, so if you need their contact information and you don't have it, let me know. I know I got a business card, so I can forward that on. Space. That's the bane of all our existence in small libraries. There's only so much floor space and so much we want to do with it. So the first thing to do is evaluate your space. What's being used? What's not? What are some places where maybe you could weed? What collections are not being used? Is your reference being used very much? What collections maybe could take a little less space so you can just find room for just something small? Rearranging bookshelves, rearranging furniture. We've all done it a million times in a small library, so we all know how it's done. It's just a matter of taking that time and effort to figure out maybe just one thing that you can move out of the way to put something in. So what works in Griswold is VHS to DVD. That's a favorite. In their library, they will show them how, and they do not offer to do it for them. We do in our library, so your mileage may vary on that. It does take a long time to do those, so be aware. But it's a popular Christmas gift, and we actually see it a lot too for Christmas gifts as well. And I was speaking with someone about that and suggested bringing it up at a senior center, because those are the people who have those old tapes that might not know how to do this themselves. So definitely making sure they know that service. A sewing machine is a favorite there. A quick fix or an experiment, just to try it out to see if they want to buy one. I can fully admit I did that at our library. I did not own a sewing machine, and we got one at the library. I took it home a few times and asked for one for Christmas. They also have a new poster printer. So they have, temporary handicap signs for events, summer reading calendar, just something that they can do in a large format that they're really enjoying. So, what was the biggest failure? For them, it was actually their 3D printer. The staff was not techy enough to really make it work well. The company went under 6 months after they got it, and they lost their support and patterns. The replacement pieces are difficult to get, so even though we all hear about that, that didn't work for their community. So maybe it would work great in yours, maybe it wouldn't. You might just want to gauge with your patrons, show them some options of what's out there and just kind of see, is a 3D printer something you think you would use, or would you rather have a poster printer instead? So what does it look like there? They have a couple of carts with just some pull-out options that they can use, some books. I forget what those are called, the little STEM kits that they got from the... Strawbees. Okay, thank you. So, they have microscopes as well. Those are actually, we've recently gotten those at our library, and they're going out wonderfully. They don't take up a lot of space, but it's something really cool. Go ahead. So there you can kind of see, it's just that little corner, that little tiny desk there, but that's where they've got their makerspace. And they did it by, she said, weeding out their reference collection. They took it down to what was actually being used rather than what they just felt like as a library they should have. What do people actually need and use? And they took that extra space and made it into their makerspace. Here are some of the other things that they use there, Makey, LCD projector. So some of these might be library of things type things, which Andrew will get into more. Soldering irons, glue guns. I'm a big proponent of glue guns. So, this is actually my favorite thing that they do at Griswold, and I'm trying to get one of these at our library. It is a craft cart designed for kids to do their school projects. So it's open all the time. They've just got like poster board, glue sticks. You know those kids that always had that project and they come in, they come up, I need a glue stick. 5 minutes later, can I have a highlighter? Do you have any tape? Can I have some scissors? It's all there. They can just come up, work on their project, do it all themselves right there, and it's ready anytime they need. And she says how she stocked it was just whatever was left over. You know, whatever they got donated. You know, somebody who says, oh, hey, I've got a bunch of ribbon. Can I donate that to the library? And it goes to the craft cart. And you know, those basic crayons that we've all got sitting around, just really basic office supplies available to the patrons. And what a difference that has made there. And like I said, I'm trying to get that in our library as well. I think that's great. And it's movable, on wheels. That's my favorite thing. Go ahead and pass. So, if you do want to know more about anything that they do at Griswold, please do email Lisa. I know she's picking up her email as she can with the family catastrophes there, but I'm sure she would be delighted to hear from you, as well as to hear maybe if you decide to do one of those craft carts and got that idea. I'm sure she'd love to hear that made a difference for you. Andrew, do I miss anything?